Welcome to Red V TV, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2026 season. And with 24 days to go before St Helens opener away at the Warrington Wolves, it's time to preview one of the shining lights of Saints' 2025 season. And there wasn't that many. It can only mean one thing, Kevin.
Yeah, it's one of our rising stars. It's Owen Dagnall.
First up, were you surprised to see Owen Dagnall keep the 24 shirt and not be promoted further up?
No, were you?
I'd have put him in the 5 shirt, personally. I,
I know you.
I
I
am.
know you would. I don't agree. We don't agree.
I think he eight tries in 14 appearances and would have scored a lot more apart from being curtailed by a hamstring injury. For me, he should be Saint starting winger on the opposite side to Kyle Felt this
Um,
season.
I don't think he needs that added pressure. I think he's a young lad who's played. How many games did you say for the first team?
14.
14.
Okay, will
For
will
him
he be
to go
disappointed
from,
if he's not the starting winger this season? If he's
I
fit?
hope he is. I hope he is. I hope he is disappointed, and then that just fuels him to want to be the starting winger. He will get his chance this year again. He absolutely will get his chance this year. We were speaking about it yesterday with Nene McDonald and the injuries and the likes that we get kind of in the backs and that we've had historically. Um, he'll get his chance and he just needs to keep hold of it the same as he did uh, last year. I hope he is disappointed, but I disagree with putting him in the number 5 shirt when someone's only made 14 appearances coming through. I think he just needs to concentrate on his development without having that added pressure of, by the way, you should be starting every single week.
When he did come into the team last season, a lot of his play was unstructured, um, playing what he sees. Will he need to learn to play a more structured game? And did he get I want to say get away with it? Did he have that license last season? Because do you know what? We were a bit gung-ho at times in terms of there wasn't much of a plan and not much of an attack. So he was the only spark.
He probably will have to be a little bit more structured, but I hope that's not at the detriment of him playing what's in front of him. You'd like to think under Paul Rowley that it will be a case of, let's say, if you see something on, go for it. Yeah, absolutely go for it. Because as you say, it was one of those kind of times as a Saints fan that you're looking at someone who truly is exciting, like as exciting as when we saw Regan Grace burst onto the scene at Wigan away. And you just think, yeah, fantastic, absolutely wonderful to see. I would hate for him to kind of second guess himself and be doubting himself if he sees that, you know what, I've got the footwork and the pace now to put my boots a ball and get to it before the fullback, or to kind of go round somebody rather than go, well, let me have a look for who's with me. Take that risk. Some of the risks will come off, and some of them absolutely won't. And I think, was it Huddersfield that he scored and he possibly should have passed it? And we thought that he'd kind of given up the chance of a try, but he actually got over. And they're the borderline mistakes that he needs to keep making to learn. Yeah, he will make errors. Yeah, his judgment might not be at the top, but I want to see players who are given a bit of a license to play, because otherwise, if we're just going watching 13, 17 robots play rugby, what's the point? It's not entertainment. And we go to rugby to have entertainment in our lives.
Would you start him this season if he's fully fit? Would he be in your lineup at Warrington away?
Um, oh, good question. If he's fully fit, if everybody's fully fit, I don't think he makes it. If there's injuries, potentially one or two out, potentially one out, yeah, I'd have him in.
I would have him in 100% full stop. I think I've nailed my colours to
I
the
know.
mast on that. I've got a
Yeah.
sneaky feeling Paul Rowley will start with Dion Cross there.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. He's
Yeah,
been given that
not just
number
give, not
five
just
shirt.
given the squad number, just that he knows him and he
Yeah,
and he, and he can combine McDonald and Cross together.
yeah. But that shouldn't be something that Owen Dagnall beats himself up about and gets too down about. It is starting his journey now. Those players that you mentioned are further towards the end of their journey than they are the start. Owen Dagnall should be one of those players that we will see this year. Absolutely guarantee we will see him this year. That we are excited about. We see him come in, and he's not somebody that you're thinking, "Ooh, are we sure about him playing this week?" Where people see his name on the team sheet and go, "Excellent, I can't wait." That's the type of player I pay my money to go and see.
We're all of a sudden well stacked for players who could potentially play out wide, aren't we? You've got Kyle
Yeah,
Felt, Owen Dagnall, Dion Cross, Lewis Murphy, Nenny McDonald can potentially play out there if needed. Are we going to see this season that we don't have the same two starting wingers for the majority? Are we? I know we talk about rotation in terms of like your forwards keeping people fit, but are all our wingers capable of getting the opportunities in games and it's going to be a case of, do you know what? If you get in, you're going to have to work to keep your place.
yeah, I think so. I think you could, as we mentioned yesterday, with the likes of obviously Daggers not playing a full season, Kyle Felt not playing a full season, Lewis Murphy playing a full season. You possibly are going to get that little bit of chop and change where you can rest players if you don't have to risk people and push them through. Like I feel that towards the end of the season, we obviously risked Lewis Murphy, tried to get him through a game so he could obviously then help us when we got into the playoffs. Didn't come off. Um, I can see us chopping and changing a little bit, and you can do the old horses for courses then. So if you need Kyle Felt taking the ball in because he's a big body, then you can have him playing. If you don't need him, again, as we keep saying, if you've got the bodies there and you can rotate, you can almost say, you know what, save yourself because we actually need you next week instead.
Yeah, and the one for me would actually probably be Kyle Felt. He's 33 already. Um, he made 18 appearances last season, missed quite a few games through injury. I'd be quite happy just to see Kyle Felt play 18 games this year, purely
Hmm.
because he's fully fit and we're giving him weeks off.
Yeah, yeah, exactly right. And then you're giving lads a chance. So you're giving Daggers a chance. You're giving Lewis Murphy a chance of a run out. Listen, you're going to be at the club in 2027. Well, here's your chance of doing that, and you can almost do that. It's almost like with the centres as well. You can shift Leon Cross into the centres as well. So you might need someone on that other side. If what we think with him getting the number five shirt, the knowledge that Paul Rowley has of him gets him the nod at the start of the season, you can see things being shifted. I can see it chopping and changing. I just hope that if we do that, we've got the kind of the smarts that people know what each other's doing rather than it looking disjointed. Then if we do swap our outside backs quite a bit.
Yeah, and Owen Dagnall obviously shifting Shane Wright's try away from the try of the season last season.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, you
Does
can't
that
have
mean
tried the
Shane Wright
season.
actually can go into next season's competition since it came after this one?
No, that's just got to be playoff try of the season, I
Okay,
think, rather than regular season,
okay, right.
something like that.
Looking forward to a bit of excitement from Owen this season when he gets his chance, hopefully, in my eyes,
Absolutely.
sooner rather than later. Right. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll be back tomorrow for another player preview. Catch you soon.